Hey guys, thanks for doing this. Nate, first of all, just your first impressions of day one of a Travis Green training camp.
It was great. A lot of the guys have been talking about it for the last couple of days here since I got into town. It was something that caught me off guard. We were doing some laps and I didn't know guys would stop. I almost blew somebody up on the first turnaround, but yeah, you figure that out pretty quick. Travis runs a hard practice, but at the same time, he's fair with the guys and understands, takes the time he needs to say, hey, this is how we want to see things done. And there's a time where he pulled me aside and said, hey, this is how we want to do this part of our game. And it was just to have that type of communication, to have that type of practice for today. It was good for your first one to get your feet wet and just feel like you got that first one out of the way. I know Holt feels like this too, but it's just nice to have that first one out of the way. All that anxiety about sleeping last night is gone. First practice of the team is gone. So we can just kind of move forward here and be excited about day two.
And Braden, just your early impressions on getting to work with Ian Clark here.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a little over a month now that we've been able to work together. And I think we've got the same goal in mind. Been able to pick his brain a little bit here and there, to make some adjustments that we'll continue to work on. And it's been good. It's been good hard work to make sure we're prepared for game one.
I already enjoyed my banter with him.
Next up is Ian McIntyre.
Just to follow up on something you said, there was a little detail that Travis stopped you and said, this is what we're trying to do. Can you just elaborate and tell us what it was you were doing and what it was he wanted you to do?
It was just how we come into the zone and how we like to play with our gaps and how our feet are, and always keeping our bodies moving. That way you're always giving yourself a chance to be in the play and still make a play on the puck. And that was just something that he just said. He goes, hey, just a little bit of timing thing. And it kind of looked ugly my first rep because I know I went way too early. And it's just a little bit of that teaching moment where you sit back and say, hey, this is kind of, you got to take a second here. You read this play, let it develop, let our guy come across, and you're just buying a little bit more time there for your D partner to get across and close that gap down.
And just because I haven't had a chance to talk to you, I know how difficult emotionally the trade was when it occurred. Now that you've had some months to get used to the idea, how do you feel now? Obviously, it must be strange, but how are you feeling sort of emotionally and mentally about this change now?
Yeah, you know what? Like we said, I don't even remember if it was a day or two. It felt like a while ago that we had this conversation, but, being able to, go through the last couple months and getting up to Vancouver, getting into a place and, seeing the city from more than just a blink of an eye when you come in on the road, excuse me, getting to see the coach staff, the rest of the guys, that's what you're most nervous about. You're nervous about seeing guys, how you're going to fit in the room, how are you going to, work into a new city, and it's gone off without a hitch here so far. And that's what, having Holt and Beeks here was an awesome start for me because you have guys you can kind of know, the true real Schmidt. And sometimes I got to make sure I give it to the guys in doses. I don't know how much they can handle at first. Sometimes, because I didn't know how much to bark and yell today because I don't want guys to get overwhelmed. But been skating with international guys for the last couple of weeks, and it's been just like integrating into the group is awesome. And that's what my favorite part is so far, and seeing how well these colors look on me and how well the group and I, have gotten together.
Well, we got a couple of whoops in, so thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, a couple of questions for Braden. In working with Ian Clark, is there anything in particular you're trying to refine? Are you changing anything you do technically, or is it a matter of small details, Braden, to kind of get your game back to where it can be?
Yeah, I think it's obviously little things here and there. I've had the opportunity to work with quite a few goalie coaches over my career, and obviously Ian is the top of the class when it comes to that, and no different. I mean, every guy sees the game a little different, and it's as a goaltender, you just want to soak in as much of that as you possibly can, and obviously everyone knows his track record. I played obviously when he was in Columbus, played against them a lot. So a lot of the things that I saw in Bob's game, I kind of see where those come from now. So it's good. It's extremely interesting when you get to work with people at the top of their class like that have been doing it for years. It's fun. It's exciting to learn from that and put it into my game and try and keep getting better.
Follow-up, Braden, if I may. When you were acquired, you wanted Thatcher Demko's number pretty quick. Obviously, you've had some conversations. It's really important to have that chemistry between two goaltenders, and the fact that the 3 of the 6 back-to-backs are in the month of January, and I think you play Ottawa 3 times in a 5-game span. So you're both going to see the net. What have you learned so far about Demko? What did you know about him, and how much are you looking forward to working with him?
Yeah, it kind of worked out good because he was here in the city already when I got in. So we've been able to do some work together and get to know each other. And I think it's going to work out really well. He has that work ethic that I think is needed for a team to have success, for goalies to have success. And this year, probably more than any, you're going to need both guys to perform. I think we're both really looking forward to that. That opportunity to be a big part of winning a lot of games.
Thank you.
And with our last question for these two is Thomas Drance.
Nate, you opened camp paired with Alex Edler, who would seem to profile a little bit similarly to some of the guys you played with in Vegas and had success with, whether it's McNabb or Derek Englund. Typically, what's worked for you playing with maybe a more stay-at-home type when you've played, in that number 1 role over the past few years?
Yeah, he's a guy that has played in this league a long time and understands the game really well. Just being able to talk to him today, it's our first time on the ice together. Been spending time in a lot of different group here the last 2 weeks or so. You see his game and how steady and how effective of a player he has been for a long time. It makes your job so much easier. And sometimes when you have guys that what you're going to get, you know how he's going to play, how he's going to play the body, how he's going to move the puck, and those things will come. But his type of player that you see and have seen him play against him for a long time, and you kind of understand his game, and you can see how that would allow a player like me to go out and skate and do my thing and as much as I can, jump up in the play, but also allow him to do it as well. I mean, he's a very talented guy as well to go do that. And I think being able to read off each other is a couple times today where, I was moving in one place and he was already, picking up the, where I was, or vice versa, which is something that you need to have as a D pair. But for me, being able to, jump into play and try and be that second wave is a really important part of our game and part of our system here, and getting our defensemen up in the rush. And I think that, a lot of similar properties between him and Braden. Obviously, Eddie's done it for quite a while longer. It's just someone that you can really feed off of and see the experience kind of exudes off him when he plays and how he handles himself. And that just gives a guy like me a lot of confidence being new to a team and new to a system.
And Braden, just one for you. You were teammates with Nate in Washington. Could you tell that he was doling out doses of the real Schmidt in portions today? Like, was that evident to you? Yeah.
We've, I think I've warned enough guys, they gotta, no, it's been awesome. I think he showed his energy already. I think it's, that positive energy is going to be infectious to this group.